Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I'm Deplorable Knitter. This is Ann Pinkova, and it is late after dark. We tend to get a little silly, so sorry in advance.
Try to write it in. Hello to the chat.
Hey
And
friends.
yeah, I know PIK after dark. Difficult with the what time we're going live, and thank y'all for being here.
hmm And hey Morgan, I'm glad you're finally not working. We haven't seen you in a minute. It's been a bit. So
Crazy.
what's new, friends? Hey.
Hey.
Before we start, Anne has our yarn.
Yes. Let me
Because we
try
love
to not
Chicken
spill
Lady.
tea.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, I'll try not to. Yeah. We are
Although that
sponsored.
color,
I mean, it works,
it would
but you know,
kill it.
cream in it. You don't want that. You don't want that. But we are sponsored by Lynn, who's in the chat, of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. You can go to chickenladyfiberarts.com and get 20% off your order with our code Goldfinch20PIK for November. The December code, though, is MBluebird20PIK. So MBluebird20PIK for December. Do check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And this month's or November's giveaway, which again, last day for that. So be sure to comment on this video to enter.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zoinks is the color. It's brown with all these like dark blue speckles. It's very pretty.
Very cool. She has very lovely yarn. The other day, one of my cats was enjoying this one as
Oh yeah.
my husband was like, "What is all over our stairs?" But it was this yarn that one of my cats had dragged out and was very much enjoying. But yeah, beautiful. That's the PIK colorway.
Mhm.
Oh, Lynn says she's loving doing the birds and she's going to do them again next year. That's
That,
fun. I mean, there's
I
so many
really,
options.
I know. And okay, like every colorway, man, they're bangers. They're
hmm
fantastic.
They're pretty fabulous.
And socks.
hmm
Also does socks. Mr. Chicken Lady has the knitting machine and makes these. Fantastic, great value. Hand knit wool socks. It's getting cold. It's miserable out there. The sky wants me dead. You want warm socks against that. Okay.
The sky wants me dead. So we haven't gotten any snow yet, but well, I mean, like we've gotten a dusting of snow, but like an hour, 2 hours south of us, they got like 3 feet of snow. Like
Oh
we're
yeah.
lucky it just didn't come up high enough. Like it stopped before it hit us. Holy moly! I'm glad. I did not want to. I don't know. I'm glad
No.
that it's December and we haven't had any shovelable snow yet. That makes me so happy.
Yeah,
So
it snowed a couple of times here. Like the day before Thanksgiving, it was coming down and it's all nice. And it helps to get into the whole festive mindset for there to be snow on the ground, but still.
yeah, Sherry's saying in Erie, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lynn, just in case you aren't paying attention, oh, you did. She says, "Who doesn't love a good tit colorway?" People are asking for like a some sort of tit bird colorway, not
You
since we're
know.
in the bird theme. Oh my God, it has been a long day. Um, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the cover photo was 5 giraffes and 5 jellyfish.
Mhm.
Um, and that was in my phone because that's what I was doing yesterday. I went to a baby shower today. And my mom said, "Oh, sure, I'll make the gifts for the games. I will make 10 giraffes." Well, we ran up against the deadline, but I had some jellyfish made and I made it more because so I've made 3 jellyfish in a few hours yesterday. So I don't have anything to show you guys. I didn't finish my sweater for the shower because there were a lot of people at the shower, and I said, "You know what? I see my aunt all the time. I will just take the gift over later because I will finish." So yesterday um I sewed together all the drafts and jellyfish. So that was the thing.
You rock. I still have Sorry, I still have like a little tiny, barely started toy. I'm like, I need to get this done. I need it. I need to. And
Oh,
you're like, bam, bam, bam.
yeah, but it's because I crochet them. I don't knit them because I no. Um, did you finish your stocking?
I have not. I can show it though. Did you?
I have not. I can
Hey.
show mine. I'm 5 hours and 20 minutes into mine,
Mhm.
just in case you were interested.
I I think
I have a timer on my phone.
I've been marking down, but it's an issue because I'm like, oh I'm going to run the timer, and then I get distracted on my phone, and then I'm knitting and I don't have so it's not accurate.
Well, mine, I've been doing my best, but like I was homeschooling while I was working on it, and so the timer was just running while I was
Yeah.
explaining something about math, and then I forgot to start it. So I'm gonna go with it's kind of accurate-ish.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine. I forgot
Okay.
about that project because that was earlier in the week. That was so long ago,
Yeah, it's a whole lifetime ago.
right?
I well here, I do have mine, and it is huge,
Holy
but
moly, it's much larger than mine.
yeah, I'll show it off more when you sit back
I'm right here.
down. Okay. But see, it is, and that will become like a decent braid or something. But yeah, that is the whole
Oh,
dealio.
it's lovely.
Yeah,
You're
and I
almost
just
done though.
yeah, I just have the toe to do. And
Yeah.
I had a couple inches and then I pulled it back out because I had decreased every round. And I'm like, yeah, I really need to do every other. So
Hmm.
yeah, it is
Well,
you.
I'm gonna proclaim that Anne is the winner already because hers is so much bigger than mine and she's closer to done.
I
So,
haven't.
um, so I changed all the charts, but this is I'm using the basic sock pattern from Wise Elements. She's got one that has like all different charts, and I did that last year for another family member, and I didn't want to make them the same. So I'm this is mine.
Oh,
It's only this
nice.
big so far, and I didn't knit the name into it because I'm a
Hmm.
slacker. But I love these trees. I found this online, and it
Hmm.
made me really happy. I thought they were super cute.
Yeah,
And
those
then
are
this row is going to be snowmen.
nice.
So yeah, so I've got the snowman, and I've got another thing to finish,
And I
and then
think
the
she's
heel and the
having a
toe.
sale
So
now on her patterns if anyone's interested.
what was that?
I think Cheryl's having a sale on her patterns.
She was. It may still be going on. Yeah, that's
Nice.
Wise Owl Knits, and I have knit her stocking pattern. This is my second time now. It's really, really good because
Nice.
I'm not a sock knitter, as most of you know, and so the fact that I can confidently like do the afterthought heel and things is,
Mhm.
yeah, it's good pattern.
I have
So,
so this thing, I mean, it's a knit picks pattern. I'm sure there's a real name attached to it, but it's knit picks. So I'm like doing like random intarsia for the names, and like the four deer were all separate intarsia pieces. And I'm like, why? Why do I do this to myself? Oh yeah, because I don't
why
want
do
to carry
you?
it all the way around.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but then you're sitting there with 5 strands of yarn attached, and I didn't want to like I only did yarn from stash. I have bought yarn. This is the fourth of these that I've done. I've bought yarn for it before, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I'll just pull whatever from my stash, and what I got, I got. So this was like I think Stroll. It was Knitpick Stroll. Again, very, very deep stash here, where it was like fingering weight, and I had 3 strands together to make up my worsted. And like go like yeah, so it was a mess of yarn the whole way through. But yeah,
Mhm.
nice.
It's really lovely.
Try.
You are fabulous. I bow down to you. Um,
And I'm sure,
Cassie,
I mean, not that I don't think the lady who this is for will be appreciative, but I think I said that. Okay, so I've made 3 previous. This is my fourth, but my third one was bigger than the other two. And she was like, oh, well. And I'm like, I'm not changing it. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm not going to cut it apart. I'm sorry. Which is not a very customer focused attitude. It's but I'm like, I don't know what your original measurements are. I don't measure them when I'm done with it. And you didn't hand me the old ones back. I guess they should be kind of standard, but I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Your one kid's gonna have a bigger stocking. I hope that doesn't cause too many fights. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no idea how much this one will measure up to the other three that I'm like, good luck, kids.
Hmm.
I hope you make it.
Sherry said she missed mine. It's not nearly as thrilling as Anne's.
It's very
It's
pretty though.
I don't know. I'm really obsessed with these trees.
Yeah.
Like I'm really into those. I think I wasn't sure about them when I was knitting them, but I'm really
Mhm.
into them. So yeah, and I think the last row is going to be holly, and I
Oh,
know that the heel and toe are supposed to match the top, but they're not gonna. They're gonna be red, and
hey.
that's what's gonna happen because I felt like all of a sudden it was too much white. So
Mhm.
these are the things that you obsess about while you're knitting
Oh
quietly
yeah.
by yourself. And I had to take out one section like 4 times, which is why it's taken me as long as it has because I kept ripping it out because I'm like, this isn't right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
That sucks.
Uh, she needs to pay you more for matching size stockings, Anne.
I know. I know. Normally I would try to hold myself to some level of standardization. And honestly, I don't care. And that's bad. That is
Hmm.
bad. And I recognize that in myself. Okay. But she is getting a very lovely color work stocking with her kid's name on it and everything. It will be nice. I'm not going to guarantee that they're the same size.
Nope. And the lady that wants the awful other stocking I have to do, this one that I have to redo because it's not right. She was like, "Hey, you're making that for me, right?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I got to redo this one because Santa, his legs are drunk.
I, I'd say it's all a matter of perspective, man. He has one hip forward. It's great. It's fine.
Nope, nope. I
He
this
only has leg day on one side. You.
it's and you can't see it from here, but I've gotten better at intarsia, and it just doesn't look that nice. It's one of those like I can't in good conscience send this out to somebody, so I'll just keep it as my what not to do. Maybe I'll
Uh-huh.
give Wonky Santa to my husband. Ooh, you
Merry
know what?
Christmas.
I might sew that up and because I'm this year I'm doing an advent for my husband. I got him popcorn and like nuts and beef jerky, and I'm gonna I don't know. It just he's hard to shop for, so I'm like I'll get him some stuff. Maybe I'll put his advent in there. I'll just wrap him up, and he can just take one thing out every day.
Be
So
nice.
that way, it's not if I was going in and out of chimneys all night, my legs would be drunk too. Yeah, yeah. But they're pretty bad, and they don't match the other family Santa legs, which is really. I mentioned it when we were on Tuesday. I was talking about the stocking, but one year I accidentally made Santa's beard gray instead of white, and she was very upset about it. And I took a picture of the pattern and I said, Santa's beard is gray on the pattern. I just followed the pattern. So I don't think that it would pass with her if his legs were drunk. So
Right.
it's not a conversation I want to have. I might give drunk Santa to my husband since I have it. That might be the answer.
You know,
Sometimes it is. So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I made you this cool advent and this wonky stocking. But I hate it though. I shouldn't do that because I hate it. I don't want to have to look at it every year. So
That's
never
also
mind. That idea is gone.
it, maybe like a white elephant gift exchange. You could sew it up and be like, it's a stocking. And then they'd be like, what's with his legs? And you'd be like, you got it for free.
Yeah. Santa was drinking that day, and so was I. So oops.
Like, I made
No, I
this for
I
you.
wasn't really.
Yeah.
It's a joke. But yeah. So do you have your yarn box there? Do we have more to talk about
Oh,
right now? Because
um,
Anne and
oh,
I are
the
doing something.
yes, I do have the yarn box. Here, I will get this out of my lap. Um, oh,
I got
and
this box in the mail.
yeah.
See it? I just had to cover up my address and whatnot. Don't dox me, friends.
We're all buds here, right?
Yeah. So
I also have a yarn box. But
And look, oh, sorry, you're saying something else?
I was gonna get distracted before we do
Oh,
this, but let's see.
okay.
Sure.
I was gonna say, look it, there's
All the
things
work.
inside my box. Look it, I have things inside of there. So what did you want to get distracted about? What have you
I
got
was
to say?
sorry, I was gonna say that everybody with the Star Trek bingo,
Oh
make
yeah.
sure to get your bingo cards in to politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com. Send them in to enter for our giveaway for November. If you don't quite have a bingo yet, it's all right. You can submit it for December, but to enter the November giveaway, every bingo on the card counts towards the giveaway. You will receive Knit Long and Prosper yarn by Chicken Lady, as well as one of these lovely bags by Susan of Delightful Works, and she's having a sale right now. And here we go. Hang on. It's all wrapped up still. Energize yarn. Oops. Don't fall. By Mystery Mouse. And so I have a couple of these for me. It is very yellow. When you like, okay, you see this and you're like, okay, that's a lot of yellow, but the blue and white bits are separated. But when it's all a ball and you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like it totally
Mm-hmm.
changed what I thought I was going to do with it. It is very bright and happy. Anyways,
Cool.
so there we
We
go.
love
Sorry,
bright and happy yarn.
we do. Anyways, so knit long and prosper. Submit your bingo cards.
Yeah.
I'll
Today's the
probably
last
do
day of the month.
is the last day of the month. I'll probably do the drawing on the 2nd ahead of Knitting Wars this Tuesday. So
Third. Yeah.
I'll do the drawing on the 2nd.
Excellent. Just saying.
Y'all get your bingo cards in. We're not leaving that late.
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
Yes, you have to have finished projects to submit your bingos. If you have a bingo that's in progress, if it's in progress and you haven't finished your project yet, it doesn't count. So you can roll it over to next month when you finish your project.
Right.
Yes? Okay. Good. It's a little confusing.
Right. And also the color of the month, gold for November. And then next month will be red and January will be blue for extra entries. So yeah.
Very
Anyways, sorry, distracting from our very beautiful Advent box. I'm just,
good. So I know that it's not the first day of the Advent season, but this is the thing, guys. Tomorrow's Sunday. Anne and I are usually pretty busy on Sundays, so we're going to open day one today. And sorry if you're waiting till tomorrow to open yours, because we're going to spoil it for you right now. So close your eyes, go get a drink of water, something.
Just
right? But this year's when do we open the big one? Is that at the end? Is that at the beginning?
do you want to beginning or the end? Because it is to 12 this Advent.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to open at the beginning or the end? You want to open it right now?
I don't know. How did you know?
I can see it in your eyes.
Okay. And if you guys didn't know, it's based on this little movie here. Well, this girl's more noticeable. Can you see her? It's Dorothy. It's the Wizard of Oz.
Which is very on point with Wicked being out right now.
Yeah.
See what she was thinking.
Did she know about it? Or was it just a happy accident?
I don't know.
I wonder if it was a Bob Ross accident, which is cool too.
Could be.
So, are we opening both of them?
Let's open both of them.
Are we opening the big one first or the number one first?
We're going with the big one first.
All right. Excellent.
Also, can I just say that I love that she has a little bit of gingham paper around?
I didn't realize that until I went and broke it, and I was like, oh, it's like
Oh, it's
the
so
whole thing. I get
nice.
it. It was a Bob Ross accident. It was just a happy little, lovely.
I like those. So pretty.
I'm in love.
Ooh,
I'm in love.
oh, look at that. You want to show?
Look at how beautiful.
That is fantastic.
It's called Over the Rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which was what I instantly thought of when I saw it's the rainbow. It's like, yes, it is over the rainbow. That's on the label.
Look
It is so delicate and fine. That is
at it.
like
It's got
Easter
all the
parade
pretty colors.
pastel. They're like really saturated.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them Easter pastels because they've got, I don't know about your skin, but mine's got some nice, really dark spots up here towards the
Yeah,
top.
well, that's true. But yeah, that is
Okay.
lovely. PK is just like, and
I'm into this.
this one
Dude, I love
forever.
rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
I love rainbows. Oh, we're still looking at it. Okay.
I'm still looking at it. I'm like, look at this.
Yes,
Sorry.
lots of people are saying it's lovely.
Mm-hmm. So,
So
funny
pretty.
story. You know those little like lamp crystals that like, the ones that hang off lamps,
Oh
you know,
yes,
like
okay.
like old ladies have.
Like chandelier
Like
crystals.
chandelier crystals, yeah.
Right. Okay.
And that also
Like
old ladies
like old ladies have.
like old ladies have. Okay, no, totally. And that how old ladies love to put them and like get little suction cups and put them in windows. I am that old lady now. I
Oh,
am old
good.
enough. I have graduated. I put the little old lady crystals in the window so that they throw rainbows all over my room, and it makes me very happy. Anyways, I'm just saying.
That's nice. I like it. I have a sun catcher over the sink in the kitchen, and it makes me happy
Cool.
because when I'm standing there, I'm usually doing something I don't want to do, like cooking or washing dishes. So, you know, okay. It's the castle, the Emerald City, the whatever the hell it is. I don't know.
Yeah, Emerald City. Prisms. Hallowed Angel says. She
Yeah.
says, not old lady crystals, prisms.
This is up Anne's up Anne's alley. So,
Yes. I love it. Sorry, it's so funny. Sorry, we'll show it off first, but
go on.
you ready?
Mhm.
Look at it. It's
Look
like
at it. Brindle. I was
it's like
thinking more like a coffee kind of, you know me, I love my coffee.
coffee and all
And
those
it's
warm
got some,
colors.
is that black or is that like a purpley? No, it's like a black, isn't it? It's hard to tell in the dark. All of a sudden, I'm old and like I wish that I could zoom my eyeballs in on things, and it doesn't happen like that. This is black. So it's got some black and it's got some tans and some.
It's a really lovely, like caramely tan too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
very pretty. With some black speckles down the way.
now, I don't know if I'm sure it will be apparent as we go. Oh, there she goes. From the beginning of the movie, that's the black and white and sepia.
It makes sense.
That makes sense because I was gonna guess
I
that's
like,
Scarecrow, but I guess he has a lot of green that he wears too, so that wouldn't be it.
yeah,
But yeah,
no, I really like this. I'm not usually a neutral person,
Mhm.
but I really like this caramel or sepia or whatever we're gonna call it.
Right.
I'm a fan.
That's lovely. So we'll see how it goes.
Are we
The
sure we don't want to open them
contrast
all now?
between no.
This
Well,
is BK and Ann spoiling Chicken Lady's Advent the day before Advent starts.
right. Exactly. End of November. We've opened them all up. But
All
the
right,
so
we won't.
the gray Kansas where it sucks. And then we have beautiful, rainbowy Munchkin Land.
I'm gonna have to watch this again now because I've seen it a couple of times, but my one kid really likes it. The other one doesn't care. I wonder if they're old enough this year that they might like it. Oh, she
Oh,
says most folks have already opened them up.
come on. We got to make a party of it.
All right. We were going to open up because we're not doing tomorrow. We were going to open up the next 2 days on Knitting Wars. So,
Right. So we'll catch up there.
or maybe 3 days, because Anna and I like to think that we can do a 5-minute video every day to talk about it. But the reality is we just can't. It just doesn't happen. So we'll talk about it. But very pretty.
Oh,
Look at
grab
my
a
pretty
circular.
yarn box.
I'll have to grab a circular needle. So I remember I did. Sorry. So I can have them strung in order so we can see them.
Yes. Oh, Christina, sorry we were a little bit spoily. She says she hasn't opened hers yet.
I apologize, Christina.
We
not only opened them, but we did color descriptions. What were we thinking? You could have looked away, but
yeah,
they're very
sorry.
pretty.
No, but the reality is that we just oh, she says it's fine. Good. I didn't want to spoil anything, but
It's always better to see it
I
in
think
person and give it a
I
good
think
squish.
the first year I think we tried to do every day, and the reality of that was just that it doesn't happen. So we're
It's a
trying to
busy,
be like practical.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's a busy time of year. There's lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, there
Everybody's
is.
getting Christmas prepped or Hanukkah prepped or,
Whatever.
festive prepped.
Hmm.
Y'all are busy. I understand.
All the things.
That's it.
So, well, that was fun.
I know. Now I have
All
to
right, let's
start
go.
thinking do with the
No.
yarns.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were gonna start talking about. Yay! So glad you love them. And I gotta go. All right, well, Chicken Lady, thanks for coming and seeing us talk all about you.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Good night. Nope.
We love you too. And yeah.
Hey, we could do a swing. You can swing the arms from side to side. Do a little golf swing.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't dance.
Stressing. Yeah, because looking at that thing, I'm like, okay, I know that you're like, no, it's more saturated, but see, I still have that shawl for Easter mindset in my brain. So I see the rainbow shawl and I'm like, that, or the rainbow yarn, and I'm like, that would be good. That would be
No, it would be a nice Easter shawl, but I'm just saying that I wouldn't necessarily call them like Easter colors because they
right.
are more saturated than the pastels you traditionally see at Easter
Right.
time.
Right. But
But they have
bright.
that vibe. So I
Yeah.
do get it. I get it.
That's,
So
you know me, I'm a brown girl. Not
I
like,
know.
but yes.
I'm a brown girl.
Not like Neil.
Yeah, I'm surprised how much I like that one with the browns in it. That's not
Ooh.
usually my jam.
And it would. Oh, wait. I gotta grab it. Because with the zoinks, that's fun. Sorry. Putting it away because we're moving on.
Oh, sorry. We had a sleepover last night. My niece stayed, and she didn't sleep well. So therefore, hi, I didn't sleep well either. So sorry, I keep yawning.
It's all right.
But so,
Well.
I mean, what news do we want to talk about? Anne's got some really awful news. So shall we
Yeah,
do
I
that
do.
first?
We want awful news first, or want some good news?
Yeah, let's
Cash
get it over with.
Patel was just named head of the FBI by Trump.
I didn't hear that. When was that today?
Yes, as of like within the last couple hours.
Okay. Like I said, niece was over, and then I was cooking dinner for 8 people, and then I was, parenting. These things that I do. I missed it. So cool. So Cash Patel, they've been Bongino's been talking about him a lot and
Mhm.
saying that he better get, um, you know, that he would be the best choice. So that's good.
Definitely.
It's
He
very
has the
good.
background experience for
Mhm.
it, he's legal. He's got crazy eyes, which is exactly what you want for a man in this position. Perfect.
Do you
I
know?
mean, I personally am for abolishing the FBI entirely because, after all, it was invented by executive order. You can executive order it away. But a man with crazy eyes in charge, that's good. That's good.
Mhm. And I mean, there are some parts of it that are good and useful, I believe. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know all of the stuff they do, but I think of criminal profilers off the top of my head and like that kind of stuff that could
Yeah,
get reallocated somewhere else
yeah.
or whatever. Um,
Be
but
rolled into other divisions, but still,
mhm,
still having someone for real in charge of it is very good.
Crazy Eyes is good. Um, and speaking of, he's not Crazy Eyes, but Tom Holman, is that his name? The ice guy?
Yeah.
He's my favorite dude ever. He just talks to people and he's like, no, no, it's not how this works. And like they were asking about sanctuary cities last week, and he was like, it's a felony to hide illegal aliens from the government, from us while we're looking for them. It doesn't matter if you call it a sanctuary city. It's a felony. Like,
Mhm.
thank God. Thank God. It's so nice to hear people being like, this is what it is.
And I'm just sitting here like tearing up, like, can I vote for Trump again? Is that can I just do it for fun? I mean, doesn't mean anything at this point, but I just feel it in my heart.
Gonna vote for him so hard. Yeah, no, I know. It's your favorite thing ever.
I go, I mean, I just love voting for Trump. It's crazy.
Okay, sorry. So, Hallett Angel says, I saw something about AOC running in the next presidential election, and all I could think is, can we have a woman candidate who's not embarrassing? Yes, I would prefer one that can string sentences together and make them make sense. Like, it's
Yes,
not enough to be able to have a sentence, but let's also understand what it means at the end of it. Um,
all together.
yeah.
Um, speaking of crazy eyes, um, not in the
Yeah.
same way.
No, no, she's got those crazy eyes where, like, if you are a dude and you're out in a bar and she locks on you, like, you need to run away. Like,
And she's
she's
got a
not.
scope of the whole room, man. They're like,
So, random story, but back in the day, my stepdad used to wear those, like, really big, like, aviator glasses that were giant, and we used to make fun of him because it was back when, like, the really small square rectangle ones were in style, and he had the really big ones, and he said that he liked them because he could look without turning his head. So maybe she can do that. Like maybe she just got that like they can scope around like the aviator glasses and you can see every
she's got that good
sorry.
predator side view.
Sorry. These are the random things I think of. This is what it's like in my brain. It's just random stories and dogs with puppy tails and stuff.
It's
Cats
important.
with puppy tails, but still it's the same. Tired. So, yes, there's some good things. I just heard that he made Jared's dad the ambassador to France. Cool. I don't know anything about him. So,
I know. I mean, I saw that Justin Trudeau, after Trump said, I don't want to talk to Trudeau, I don't want, it's like, no, Canada's screwing us over. I don't want to talk to him. Trudeau comes trotting down to Mar-a-Lago, like, hi.
I heard something about him not letting Trump into Canada because he has convictions pending, but they've
Well,
let in illegals with felony convictions.
mhm.
So explain that to me, like in
well,
five.
he's a little Weasley dude, and I don't know if, I mean, he can definitely, smile and stab and smile the whole while, but right now he's like, Trump, please notice me, senpai. So we'll see how that
Well,
goes.
I don't get it. Like, they're him and the Mexican president, the Mexico president, is like not that thrilled about Trump and tariffs and stuff. And it's kind of like, I don't think you have a whole lot of a choice. Like,
Mm.
Trump said he had a great conversation with the president of Mexico, and she was like, oh, well, it wasn't. I mean, we're not what we used to be in the US, but we're still, I don't know. We still have a hold over some of your like exports and whatnot. And so,
Right. And also, Trump is playing a very different game. He's playing a very real game. He's not listening to the polite lies that a
mhm,
lot of these different world leaders tell themselves.
yeah,
Polite lies like where you get your energy, polite lies like green policies that don't really do anything, polite lies like, oh, China is only a developing economy. He's not doing that. And everyone likes to talk big and butch, but then the hammer is really going to come down on these things. And it's
hmm,
like, oh, well, I'd never let you in. It's like, yeah, buddy. And Trump is doing more governing now before he is in office
right.
than Biden is doing elsewhere.
Yep. I mean, Tara says he came to kneel before Trump because 25% tariffs would be really bad for Canada's already struggling economy, which is exactly true.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to be big and scary, but then, the thing is that they know he's really going to do it. Whereas other people might say, "Oh, we're going to do this," but the odds of them actually like following through are very slim.
Mhm.
Whereas Trump's like, "No, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it really hard. You're going
Yeah.
to be an ass. I'm going to do it harder." So like, work it out. I don't know.
No, it's like, no, no, no. Oh, well, we can make deals, but also you have to come to the table. So
Hmm.
come here. Come here.
Yeah.
Yep, come on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so things have been going well with Trump. He's, doing the Trump thing. We like
Finish.
it. The
It's
fact
awesome.
that, he's going to be in soon. I don't know. I mean, Biden could really fuck us over between now and then, though, because
It's
he's
always
really, really trying hard to do it, like very hard. So we'll see how that goes. It might not be him because I'm not sure he's coherent enough to do it, but somebody there is really
look.
trying to screw over America really
Well,
hard.
as far as deep state whatever goes, yeah, they they're not going to go out easily, certainly. But
Hmm.
also, it's like the tides have shifted in a major way. I'm not saying that something couldn't happen, but even when Trump was elected, people were like, "Oh, but the court trials still." It's like those vanished. Those melted in the sun.
Well, except for Marshawn there because he's an idiot, and
Mhm.
the people in New York needs to be. We need to clean house here
Mhm.
because the shit
And
my tax money is paying for is making me really angry.
oh yeah, but I mean, voting wise, New York City itself was averages more red, but still. I
Right,
mean,
but
it didn't turn red, but it's more red.
well, I have a lot of feelings about things. I think that our elections in New York are maybe not entirely correct. When we had our last gubernatorial race, um, Kathy Hochul won by 51% in many of our counties, which is just really, pretty lucky for her that she just got just enough over the other guy in almost every county. So, you know, just makes you wonder. But I'm not gonna.
Makes you wonder.
But Tara says the regime's trying really hard to start World War III. Yeah, yeah, they're terrifying. And the sooner we can have Trump in power and have them cleaning house, the better.
Definitely.
So, but at least we're not England
At least we're not England. I
because
mean,
holy shit.
oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry, Neil,
yeah, okay,
wherever you
but
are.
I mean, of course, we could always be grateful that we weren't Canada,
Well,
but
yeah, we also are happy that. But yes.
Yes, we can also. What is it with Commonwealth countries and killing yourselves? Because y'all need to get it together. Um,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, um, the English Parliament has passed their assisted dying bill, which is like the MAID program in Canada. They passed it with only a few hours of deliberation. It took, as has been pointed out by certain people on Twitter, they had 400 hours of deliberation when it came to should fox hunting still be legal. It took them a couple of days really to tie up the whole should people be allowed to kill themselves in England. And okay, and then the bill directly after, like, oh yes, people should, there should be an assisted dying bill. And okay, absolutely sick. But when people are framing this, like, oh, this is the merciful thing, this is the good thing. And then when people are against it, and I hate this so much because it is the, oh, let's be reasonable. I hate those people. They're terrible because they're just sopping over lies. And it's the, oh, well, of course, I think people should die with dignity. I just don't like this bill in particular. I'm like, you sicko. Okay? It's so gross. It's disgusting. And just the people who are coming out for this. Okay, most of the reform ticket voted for this. This bill would not have passed if all of the conservatives and reform had stood against it. But some of them did. Nigel Farage voted against, but Richard Tice, who is his wingman, voted for this bill.
Okay. So Reform is not the party I was thinking of. It's not the one that Lawrence.
Reform is Brexit.
Okay. The one
Lawrence
that you made the
Hockney's
hat
party.
for is
Yeah.
over.
The Reclaim Party has sort of fizzled into nothing.
Okay. But I can't keep them all straight. So Reform
Right.
is not the
Anyway.
one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Brexit Party
the little
voted for it.
party. Yeah. A lot of them did. Not all of
That's
them. But
disturbing.
that, again, sickos. Jeremy Corbyn, who is lefty as lefty can be, he voted against it. But
Wow.
yeah. And okay, and directly after, they're like, oh yeah, so assisted dying, isn't this nice and merciful of us? Of course, anybody. Okay, as I've said before, okay, suicide is a horrible thing. We all, that's not an argument really, but suicide, it's bad, it's awful, it's just, death is an emotional shock, but suicide in particular is an awful and bitter shock to everybody around. Okay, we're there, I'm there, you're there, we're all there. Okay, but suicide has always been an option. Okay, it's a horrible option, one that shouldn't be considered, but it's always there. It's like murder. Murder is always an option. Very bad. Don't murder. Okay, suicide, always an option. Okay, what assisted suicide does is it sanitizes it. It means you don't have to see. It means you don't have to, quote, be found. It means whatever note, whatever else. No, it's okay. Somebody tidies up for you and you don't have to see the physical results of this tragedy. And what's more, it means that it's an acceptable thing from society. You can be all upset about your auntie, but it's legal and you should just be quiet. Okay. And okay, gosh, it's so sick. I'm sorry. But the amount of do not resuscitate for, people who don't have a family, who don't have people who would advocate with the doctors for them, people with special needs, especially dementia, other vulnerable people, it's awful. And people will point to the Netherlands and be like, well, assisted suicide is working out so great for them. 40%, I did not see this statistic before, 40% of the people who do assisted suicide in their health system, it is not with the consent of the person dying. And then the doctors will say, well, the person in charge of that person. Well, they said, so it's like their consent. It's the thing. It's basically saying somebody consented to them dying, so that's all right then. Then it was consent, right? No, it was not the person who is then dead. Okay, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but their doctor or their next of kin said it was okay, so it's fine. It's good.
Well, I mean, so we have the rampant abortion debate going on, right? Like, should we be able to kill babies in utero? And it kind of translates. If you think that killing babies in utero is okay, then it's not really a big leap to think that, well, this person is mentally impaired, they're very ill, um, their quality of life is poor, so they also shouldn't have to suffer through this. It kind of gives people this mentality that they are some sort of savior. They're helping this person because their life isn't very good anyway.
Yeah,
And
Angela's
so,
mercy there.
and it's funny because my mom has a nerve disease. It's very painful. It's sometimes called the suicide disease because the pain is so terrible and constant that many people do choose to commit suicide because living with the pain is that bad. Um, and we were talking about all of these things, and she was saying, at some point, we're going to get to the point where somebody's going to look at me and say that they're not going to pay for my treatments anymore because I don't have a good quality of life. They're going to decide that because I have this, it's not worth living. And that's just not the case.
Yeah.
And it, it, it's horrible and it's awful, but it's also the societal. We have no faith. We have no moral standards. We don't value infants. We don't value our elderly, and so it makes sense. Well, you're not contributing. You're not useful. You're got to have medication. So we're not going to do it anymore. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
You're inconvenient. Your life is inconvenient. And in fact, if it's inconvenient to me, why live at all?
Mhm.
In fact, looking at you makes me sad. I am filled with so much pity for you. You should just stop.
I'm sad. I'm very sad about this.
Yeah, and then, okay, direct the bill directly after this. So they're like, yay, you can kill yourself now. The bill directly afterwards were, and because England national funded healthcare and all of that, the bill directly afterwards were, and we're not funding children's hospices.
because
Yeah,
because it's not that useful.
mhm,
They're not any use to anybody anymore. So
exactly.
why take care of
Yeah.
them?
Well, why,
That's the
why do you
saddest
want the
thing.
sick kids? I mean, that whole St. Jude's thing. I mean, if we it's the terrible flight of the Concords line. We've stopped all unethical treatment of elephants because we killed all the elephants. It's people saying with abortion now in the states, like there's state, oh, you can't have an abortion in the state, that means infant mortality is up. Yeah, because the abortion doesn't tick with the infant mortality numbers. So you have a child, and it's like have a child who may not survive for long after birth, but is with its parents, is loved, is cared for the little time that they have. But
Mhm.
that isn't worth anything. And again, oh well, that's sad and painful. Just make it go away. Just make people, if you don't look at it, the pain isn't there. Again, that is just the most sick part of all of this. It's like you have no imagination. You don't consider what might have happened to the people you no longer see. Ugh. Anyways, sorry.
It's I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean,
I
with when Obamacare went through, The big thing that everyone said is, there's going to be death panels. And then everyone went, there's not going to be death panels. You're just over the top. You're just
Yeah.
over the top. When the government is in charge of who gets what medical care, there won't be death panels. We'll always be lovely and compassionate. We're the government, and we're not in debt at all. And
Mhm.
we because we don't have to pay for your if we have to pay for your welfare and your health care and your housing and everything else, the government may not think that your life is not worth it. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I apologize, but no, it's just the saddest thing, and I I find it hard that we live in this world. Like you mentioned the elephants, which made me think about this commercial I keep hearing, and it's PETA. It's a PETA commercial, and they're asking for money for the dogs that are chained outside all winter and not getting food and things like that. And I just, it's so weird that we live in a world where they are more worried about a dog being left outside than like babies being murdered or people,
Mhm.
having being suicided because they're sad or it's just like I feel like we're in bizarro world. Like what is happening?
Yeah, there was a subway camp or underground in England poster campaign promoting assisted suicide, and it was like happy girl in her silk pajamas, and I'm an influencer, and I don't want to live with chronic pain. And yeah, it was that sick. And luckily, I mean, not luckily, should not have happened. Horrible thing. But people put like posters over it with suicide prevention hotlines and stuff. So people were looking at that going, dude,
Yeah.
what?
Well, that's what I'm talking about with my mom with the chronic pain. It's dude, it's not a life that you would wish on your enemy. Like for real. But suicide's not the answer either. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
well, that makes me sad. And then not providing hospice for kids, like
Ah.
what the heck, man? How have we become so callous?
Mhm.
I I have two children. I would do anything to protect my children. Anything. Somebody is shooting at us, I will jump in front of my children because that's what you do, and that we have this world that just doesn't even give a shit is just beyond comprehension.
Mhm.
Yeah, Carol says she loves animals as much as anybody, but babies are the most important. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I just use the PETA commercial that I keep hearing as an example of like how twisted our world has become, where we're so worried about these animals, but we're like, oh yeah, go have an abortion, go have an 8-month abortion, it's no big deal. So it's just weird, weird, weird. So anyway,
And just do what's best for you. Sorry, I saw someone have an argument for abortion. It's just like, it's like, no, I'm not necessarily pro-choice, but I just want what's best for everybody. And I'm like, everybody.
what
I-
about that person that
yeah.
has different DNA than the mom?
That,
Just curious.
are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure everybody is being included in this conversation? Everybody?
Yeah. And I know that this has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but it also boggles my mind that we can abort kids for however long. But if I was pregnant and I got shot and killed and the baby died, that's double homicide. Like how do these mental gymnastics even work?
Mhm.
Like what if I was on my way to get an abortion and you killed my baby? Is it still a double homicide? Like how do you reconcile these things? It doesn't make sense. So, anyway, not trying to get off on a tangent, but apparently I'm tired and that's where my brain is tonight.
Okay, it's okay. I'm a downer. I know this about me.
A little bit.
Well,
I do have to rein you in sometimes, but well, it's an important conversation though, even though it sucks. Like people should know. And it's important to know what's going on in Canada and England and Australia and all these places around us because, well, not around us, but around the world, because once ideas become normal in these other countries, then people are going to be like, well, hey, look how great it is in Canada. Look how great it is in England. It's working great for them. We should
Well,
probably do the same
like I said
thing.
with the Netherlands, when they had it in England, they're like, oh no, it works in the Netherlands. There's some bad stuff going on in there. But if
Yeah.
you don't know about it, you don't know about it. And that also, again, stuff on Twitter, people talking about this bill, that one of the first people who they were supporting this bill in England, and they're like, and you know what? The state should pass this too. They should, again, it's just kind. It's just compassionate. Wear a mask, save grandma. Yeah,
No.
all that.
No. Oh, double homicide is no longer a fact in many states. That's super depressing also. Super great.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just thoroughly depressed. So, what else have you got for me?
We're coming up on an hour, and um
Well, on that note,
on that anyways, so during this happy, happy holiday season, we everybody, do remember the value of life and the value of the lives around you. We just had Thanksgiving. Be grateful. All
this
that.
Thanksgiving season, I'm thankful for you, Anne,
Oh, I'm thankful for you too.
and all our fabulous friends.
Thank
Because,
you for
hmm?
Thanks for putting up with me, man.
Yeah,
You're the
no,
internet marriage I didn't know I needed.
I know, right? I thought that getting married to my husband would be my last one, but then hey, you popped up and I couldn't say no.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm done. It's almost, well, it's not almost 11, but I don't generally stay up past 10. So, this is it for me. Um, but hey, and we're also thankful for our fabulous, fabulous chicken lady because I now am the owner of the skein of Over the Rainbow, which I wish was DKI, but it is fingering weight, and I may have to see what I can do with this. Um,
It is beautiful.
Cassie says, thanks for the crazy challenges that keep me busy crafting.
Hey.
And, and everybody's saying they're thankful for us. So thanks, guys. That's nice because
Oh,
we couldn't
thank
do
you
it
for
if you
the
guys didn't like it. We wouldn't be doing this if nobody was watching. So thank you.
That's true. That's true. We'd have a really hard time with it if it wasn't for all the people who keep
It'd be
tuning
weird
in. Yes.
if it was just you and me. But anyway, so we are sponsored by the fabulous Chicken Lady. She has beautiful yarn. You can use our code to get 20% off her yarn, right? That
Yes.
sounded wrong coming out of my mouth. Okay. Too late for me.
20 PIK for the month of November, which today's the last day, but still, if you're like, no, I need to order right now, Goldfinch 20 PIK, but M Bluebird 20 PIK is December. So
I
you
don't
heard
have
it
a
here
banner for
first.
that one yet. M Bluebird 20 PIK.
M Bluebird 20 PIK. Yep.
So, and comment on this video when it's done to
To be
be
entered
entered to win
the
the
Zoinks.
yarn. It's very lovely. So, very, very good. So, on that note, we're going to go. So, thanks, guys. We will be back on Tuesday at 6 Eastern for Live from the Knitting Wars. I think we have a couple of friends coming.
Yeah.
So, that's always a good time. And
Uh,
we'll be opening
M
more of our Advent.
Bluebird. Sorry. Sorry.
M as in the letter M, correct?
Yeah. M as in the letter M, Bluebird 20 PIK.
Yes. I'll make a banner for that next week. So,
Okay.
all
Right.
right, guys, thanks for coming. We will see you Tuesday. We will see you Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So, have a good one. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.